Hi everyone, Cendril here, along with Finn.
Hello everybody, nice Skylark, aka Finn Feather Dragon here.
Bundle up, folks, it's gonna snow tomorrow.
I swear every forecast has been snow so far.
No,
Sunny.
it's clear today.
But
Um,
most of them have been snow.
Most of the time it's gonna snow here in Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
That is just how it is in Stardew Valley. You want to go ahead and
Oh yeah, question.
question?
Let me pull it up real quick. That would have been smart for me to do first.
It's
Okay, so today's topic of how recently you'll have buggy games that have day one patches. So, I guess I can start with this.
sure.
Yeah. It feels like to me recently I understand developers, you have deadlines, like let's say your deadline is May 13th. And you want to get it out, you've hyped it up, you just want to push it out. So you push it out without properly testing it. And within the first, not even hour, within like first 30 minutes, because of how I know people play games nowadays. Bug, game breaking. You can't progress through this level because I fell through the floor or something. And they have to patch it the very first day it got released because it wasn't quote unquote finished. Why are you doing that to yourselves? Are you just trying to meet the deadline so badly? But no, push it off, push it back. Delays happen. We understand. It's happened to the AAA names, even indie developers. I know a couple of them are like, "Oh, the game isn't quite polished yet," or, well, Ukulele's not really an indie developer; they're the rare developers. But they've delayed Ukulele a couple times because it's not polished the way they want it polished.
I've seen
And
games delayed years.
yeah, or Breath of the Wild's been delayed over and over again because it's not. Oh, calf, cute. Hello.
Still a little clumsy from being born. Oh, it says the parent.
Oh yeah.
That's neat.
Oh, and then the flavor text is about her being born, not just getting
Yeah.
used to surroundings.
Yep.
That's cute.
She's curious about her new world. That's awesome.
That's cute. And fluffy sheep.
Sorry, fluffy sheep.
You have a heater, you'll be okay.
That's why the heater
But
is here.
exactly. But yeah, it's just like your game is a little bit buggy for whatever reason. Now, I know way back when, before you could download patches willy-nilly. If you released a game and it was bugged, well, you're stuck with the bug.
Yeah, you were just out of luck.
I know, I don't remember its name off the back, but it was an old NBA game where if you got in the corner and you shot, automatic 3 points. Or some of the older Pokemon games, like the classic glitches you hear about all the time, like Missing No and whatnot. You couldn't fix them because it was a cartridge. They weren't connected to the internet. The players knew of the bugs, and sometimes the bugs are just funny. Maybe it's a graphical glitch that happens after so often, but the game is still playable. Or you find a bug and it breaks the game, or it prevents you from completing the level, so you have to restart the level. But it's not, as horrific as I've seen them nowadays, because it's almost like they've gotten lazy, in my opinion. Where it's okay if it's a little buggy. It's okay if it's going to be a game-breaking thing that we didn't catch. Because we can patch it day one and no one's going to complain. I'm going to complain. Because you shouldn't release a game like that. Anyway, before I get too heavy into my rant, do you have anything you want to say, love?
No, you hit the nail on the head. I'm just sitting here nodding, which nobody can see.
Yeah.
But I am sitting here and nodding. It's ridiculous. Like, I understand if you're gonna have day one patches because you figured something out.
Or something got pie the testers after you delayed it so many times,
And
and
it's like, oh, we should fix that one thing that's off. Okay,
it was
fine.
like the level, it broke the level, and the testers for whatever didn't catch it, but the one gamer caught it. So, oops, let's fix this.
But like I'm real sick of games being put out in subpar fashion.
To me,
I
it's lazy.
I understand Because, now, I've never been in the business, personally, but I've talked to people that are in the game-making business. I had several college classes on video games and business behind video games as part of my electronic media major. And, you know, we didn't play video games or anything. We went, you know, into the business side, into the development side. I had several classes about that. I've gotten to talk with people. These were smaller classes, especially later on, senior level, you know, courses, and so they were
400
small
levels. Yeah.
Yeah, they were small. They were small. They were small classrooms, and we got to talk with people in the business through Skype, through face to face.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really fascinating. I have to say, talking with these people, we talked to one of the high-ranking people, senior VP. This was years ago when they were first started working on Star Citizen. You know, Star Citizen, that huge space sim game that's going on.
Sorry, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, a lot of you watching this probably have heard of Star Citizen. It is huge. It got like $5 million on Kickstarter.
What?
So, no, more than that. I lowballed it. Some ridiculous number on Kickstarter. But I got to talk to one of the higher ups when it was just getting started. So I knew about Star Citizen way before anybody knew about Star Citizen, which was really cool. So. But I've had these experiences talking with these people, so I understand that there's deadlines, there's, you know, testing, and you retest, and you redo the code, and there's always something that you miss. I understand all that, and I understand delays equals money.
It happens,
and you just may be out of funds. Mm-hmm. Like that's, you know, I get it, but. I'm telling all the developers out there, whether you're new, whether you're old, you probably already know this, but maybe you don't, because I'm seeing more and more games from indie to AAA that are put out in subpar condition, and I'm telling you, it is not worth your reputation for what few extra bucks you're going to make from releasing like completely on time. Ancient Doll.
I'll tell you right now, it pisses me off. You know, pardon my French right there, but it really does. It just really irks me to know that you'll put out this game that you know is not finished, that you know is buggy. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't know it, that's a whole different story. You completely just missed that one bug for some reason.
Yeah, you know, if there's like one game-breaking bug, and it's like, oh, we caught 99 of them, but we didn't catch that one, and we will patch it as soon as possible. We'll patch it day 1, day 2 after we get it fixed.
That's fine.
That's fine.
But if it is so game-breaking, and you know it, but you release it on time just so you'll get, you know, AAA games go for $60, $65 a day now. Mm-hmm. Let's say you released it game 1, it was super hyped, super ready to go, like, Overwatch popped into my head for whatever reason. Like, how many copies of Overwatch have been sold times 65? Yes. That is a lot of money. And I understand you need money to keep your system, your company afloat, you pay all your people, etc., etc., etc. Indie developers, it's not worth it. I'm going to tell you right now, it is not worth it. You're just going to damage your reputation. It's just, and then once you patch it, it might be too little too late. People have already heard about how terrible, crappy, buggy your game is. Oh, but we patched it, you patched it. It doesn't matter. Day 1, it did not work, or day 2, it did not work. People are mad. It's not going to go over well, period. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot, and it's just, you're going to tick a lot of people off, and you're going to just ruin your reputation.
Yes.
I hate to be the negative Nancy on that, but that's just what it is. And it irks me to no end that that's just commonplace now. It shouldn't be.
That's the problem I have. That it's commonplace that it's okay to have this, you know, it's fine because we'll just patch it day 1.
It's not fine.
and it's not fine, because what if something else comes up? Then you can't fix that. But more than that, like, I'm... like, just the... It takes time to make a great game.
Yeah.
But I understand, you AAA companies, you're in it to win it. Like, I get it. You're in this to make money. You're a business. I understand.
Your business, your job is to make money. I understand.
Yes, I understand. But I can tell you, if you keep messing up, people will stop buying your game. Like, I'll do this as an example for me. Battlefield 1's coming out in a few weeks at the time of this recording. I would be ecstatic for Battlefield 1. I actually like the way Battlefield plays multiplayer. I just like the feeling of the weapons more. I like the hitboxes more. I like the long range more. I just play it way better than I do Call of Duty. But I'm not buying this Battlefield, and I can tell you why. Because for the past 3 Battlefields that I have bought, servers are super hit or miss. Like the first, not just the first day, like the first few weeks. You know, EA servers are bad.
Yeah.
Period. They're just bad. And that makes me, I'm not buying this one. I'm gonna rent it at some point and play it for sure, and I'll have fun with it then. But they're not getting my $65. I'm getting something else.
The rental company is going to get your money because they're going to rent it to you.
Yeah, and but I'm not buying your game because I'm tired of it. And like let's take the most recent crazy example. No Man's Sky.
I was about to bring that up. I didn't want to yet, but
Yeah, go ahead.
No Man's Sky, it bombed horrifically. If you look at it on Steam as of a couple days ago, from what I heard, it is the most negatively rated game on Steam, period.
I can believe
It
that.
is at the very bottom of the list.
No Man's Sky was a game that I had a few friends, that you probably know from co-op LPs. Doc, if you watched Resident Evil 6, or Resident Evil 6 co-op LP. He was beyond excited for this game. And it just bugs and problems and, false advertising. Just everything. He was upset.
Oh, yeah.
They ever make another game?
I heard
You're
the
gonna have a hard
company
time
went out of
selling.
business.
So, they did go out of business. Yeah, they just recently closed down. So, yeah, this is my deal. Was it worth it? I'm going to tell you it's not. So all these game developers. Now, if this is the first game you developed, and you make like a small indie game, like a really small indie game, not something like No Man's Sky or anything like that, but you make a small indie game, and you have problems, but you're putting it out there. You're not charging for it. You're charging like 50 cents or something. Just to test, to be like, hey, this is my first project. I would really like feedback. That's one thing. But to these bigger companies, like I said, I understand.
Know better.
I know how it is. I said not personally, but I still have experience from others, secondhand experience. Mm-hmm. Like I know you're in deadlines. I know every day that you go over a deadline, that's costing you money. But I want to tell these higher ups, it is not worth your reputation as a company as a whole, and it's not worth that particular game's reputation to cut corners, ship it out, and say we'll fix the problems later with patches. Because more and more people are getting really upset with games that don't work properly, like not even day one, like 2 weeks after a game comes out. Oh, we'll patch it. It'll be fine. We'll patch it next month or whatever. No, people. It was okay to begin with, because the whole purpose of it was to, if we have problems, we can fix them. That is the point of patches. If we have problems, we're able to fix them. That's the great thing about patches. If there's balancing issues, we can fix them. If there's game-breaking issues, we can fix them. But what patches have become, in my opinion, is a crutch to get games out faster, to try to make more money, and then fix the problems later.
That's basically what it feels like to me, and it just irks me to no end.
And I think more and more gamers are getting really fed up with it.
I am. Or I've known some indie developers, like you said, they put it out for really cheap, maybe $10 at the most. Hey, this is my first game, and please feel free to give us feedback if you encounter bugs or whatnot, because their team is really small.
Yes.
Maybe they couldn't do proper debugging because their team is so small.
Yes, absolutely.
So, the game is cheap, and they admitted, if you find a bug, please email us. Here's our email address.
Yes.
And tell us when, where, how, a screenshot, and we will fix it.
Yes, absolutely.
And then, they'll put up an update. Hey, we're aware of bug at XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
For now, please try to avoid this, or don't do it.
Yes.
And then the next update, 1.01 or whatever, hey, we patch bug, blah, blah, blah.
Yes. I mean, it
might take them a week to do it, but they'll patch it.
Yes. So it's just, game developers, your higher-ups need to know that you will not, you're going to lose money in the long run.
People are going to return the game. You're going to lose money.
Yeah, you're going to lose money. People are going to get upset. And then the next time you put out a game, people will be less hesitant to buy it. Will be more hesitant to buy it, I should say. Sorry. Will be less willing to buy it. Thank you. It will be more hesitant to buy it.
They're going to wait a month or two for the people that are going to buy it to, read the reviews, see all the critiques, and see if it's worth their $65. Because shocker and horror, not everybody has $60 to lay around to drop on a bad game.
Exactly. That's why it goes to bring this to a close, because you got any more of your rant you want to throw out there with it?
I mean, like you said, it's basically a crutch, and I hate that it's a crutch. They changed it from an if to almost a mandatory now.
Mm-hmm. Just to bring this around to the channel, to end this episode, it's why I don't do reviews, because I've talked about that in other episodes, why I don't do reviews. But while I don't review games, it's why I always take especially if I'm playing a game blind or if it's a newer game, I do take a reviewer's type stance on it. If I'm having fun, I will let you know I'm having fun and why. But if I see something wrong, I will point it out, tell you, hey, this is wrong, there's a game-breaking bug here. I do my best to inform all of you like a reviewer should. And I take that tact with my LPs because you may be watching this, especially if I do a new game, which I don't get to do very often, but when I do, you may be watching to see if it's worth your time and your money.
Well, kind of like what you do with Echoes right now, because that was fairly new when you first got it, wasn't it?
It was a few months old.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put that out there. And I know during my time with Echoes, they had a big patch and fixed a lot of things. So that's why I try to point stuff out whenever I'm playing a game, even if it's an older game, because you may be watching thinking, this sounds interesting from the first episode. I'm going to watch and see if it's worth my money. And I know some people do that.
Like me.
So I take that very seriously because I'm very broke. I don't have money, like you said, to spend $65 on a bad game. So I sympathize. And, I want to make sure if I'm playing a game, I want to point things out and tell you why this game is worth your money, why it might be worth your money, why I think it's worth a rent and not worth you buying. I try to point things out. Thank you all very much for watching. Let us know in the comments how you feel about that. How you feel about, games that you get and you got a bunch of false advertising, or the game is still broken 2 weeks, a month after you've bought the game, and they've promised patches and you don't see patches, or you just know, oh, day one patch, what all are they fixing? And then stuff is still broken.
Or the patch made it worse.
Let us know how you feel about that as gamers. Like I said, I've told you, it's money. I've tried to show you what they have to go through, but why it's still not worth it for them to do that. So for Finn,
I've been Nice Garlic. I'll see y'all later.
I'm Cendril 9. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.